This was the black-tie dinner at the East India Club in May, at which Jacob Rees-Mogg spoke as guest of honour, but knowledge of which has only just come to light. It's not anything he said there that has caused offence, but his presence at the traditional Britain group in the first place. The group has posted derogatory comments on its Facebook page about the recently appointed peer Doreen Lawrence. They say it's a monstrous disgrace that this Lawrence woman, who's no friend of Great Britain and who is totally without merit, should be recognised like this or in any other way. In fact, she, along with millions of others, should be requested to return to their natural homelands.
Well, I don't think that our group espouses anything that millions of other people in this country espouse. We believe in a traditional Britain. Our aims are encapsulated in our title. I'm very sorry if Jacob Rees-Mogg has been embarrassed by being our dinner guest, but that's all he was. He didn't have to come and approve us.
Would he not be embarrassed by the Facebook comment on Doreen Lawrence that actually the contributor to your Facebook abhorred the idea of her peerage and said that she, with millions of others, should go home to her natural homelands? Do you agree with that?
Well, I do believe that she is totally without merit. I think that it's a further debasement of the House of Lords, but this has been going on for some time. As for people being asked to go home, I can only refer you to the Conservative Party's 1970 general election manifesto, when they said that they would halt immigration and that they would encourage voluntary repatriation, and we're in favour of that.
So you're in favour of voluntary repatriation? You actually agree with the Facebook comment posted on your website then?
I agree that voluntary repatriation should be encouraged and assisted by Her Majesty's government, yes.
Do you think that there should be a halt to immigration?
Yes, I think there should be a halt to immigration. That has been promised by quite a number of administrations over the last 40 years, all of whom have failed to do it.
So, Mr. Lawler-Frost, you were sitting next to Jacob Rees-Mogg. We have the photograph here. You were sitting next to Jacob Rees-Mogg at the dinner. Mm-hmm. Did you communicate your views on immigration to him during the dinner?
No, because he was there as our guest to address us, not for me to address him.
You, Jacob Rees-Mogg, chose to go to the dinner.
I clearly made a mistake. I think the postings that we have recently seen are so deeply disgraceful and shocking that they have no place in decent political debate. Mrs. Lawrence is a wonderful and courageous woman who has contributed to British public life, and in any traditional view of conservatism, she should be lauded for what she has done.
You just heard Mr. Lawler-Frost saying that it was a kind of travesty of the peerage system to give it to her, that she was undeserving.
I simply think he is not only wrong, but that he fails to recognise the campaign she has run over an extraordinarily long time to expose impropriety in the Metropolitan Police.
Now, when the editor of Searchlight called you and warned you, and you said, you know, that you had a commitment 24 hours' time, you presumably then went on to the Traditional Britain website and saw a list of their aims, did you?
I made some modest inquiries, and I asked, or my assistant asked Central Office if they knew of the group and had any concerns about it. I clearly didn't do enough work to look into what they believe.
But did you expect Conservative Central Office to have more information? Did they give you any information?
I'm not trying to blame Central Office. It was my fault. I accepted the invitation. I turned up to speak. It's my fault entirely that I spoke to a group that has subsequently posted these really unpleasant views.
Now, when Ms. Lawler-Frost talks about immigration, do you agree with him that there should be no more immigration?
No, I believe that immigration should be controlled. I believe in the policy that the government has, that we should manage our borders effectively, but I support a reasonable amount of immigration, which is very valuable to the country and has been over the whole history of England.
When you hear Mr. Lawler-Frost's views, does that sound like the views of a racist then?
I'm not going to make accusations of that kind. That will be for people listening to this programme to decide whether they think that or not.